Now, as Christmas nears, the Salvation Army continues their Red Kettle campaign, the organization's biggest fundraiser of the year. And the Salvation Army of Kent County looks to raise $1.45 million through their Red Kettles this season. Beyond that goal, I first asked the local commander what surprises people the most about who needs help during the holidays.
The challenge is need often is disguised. And so you can have a neighbor who looks like they're doing well, and it could be that their life is hanging by a thread. We have seen that over and over. I have had folks who I've talked to privately who've received assistance from us that have said, I never thought I would be coming to the Salvation Army for assistance. I've been donating to the Salvation Army. My parents and I have, but we've been putting money in the kettles, been sending those checks in the mail, whatever, and just never thought that I would be in a point of need, and this is a time of need. And I reassure them, well, that's why we're here.
Why do you think, based on principle, that people give more around Christmas time versus any other time of the year?
The Christmas season forces us to think beyond ourselves. Christmas time is a time when people are thinking of families. Some of them are hearkening back to their own memories of childhood. Maybe they received a wonderful gift, maybe they didn't, and they want to ensure that others are blessed at Christmas time. I think it reminds us, especially here in Michigan, the cold weather. You know, I'm putting on my coat this morning and I'm kind of breathing a prayer of thanks that I've got that coat to wear. And I'm also realizing there are people that don't have that coat to wear. There are people that don't have a nice heated home to live in, or they have to choose between heating their home and other things that are necessary. And I think when that happens here in Michigan, I think people are keenly aware that there's someone around them. I also know that when I give, and I believe it's true of everyone, when I write the check and send it in, if I give online, whether it's the Salvation Army or GoFundMe for someone who's so needing money, I am blessed, and I have a good sense of fulfillment in doing that. I feel like I have helped someone else, and that knowledge just blesses me. And so I think that's why people are more generous at Christmas time. And I also think that just the message of the season helps people to think about people beyond themselves.
And how have you seen the holidays change somebody else's life for the better beyond just getting the gifts, especially for a parent seeing the smiles on their kids' faces, opening those gifts because of the angel tree?
Yeah, because we give the gifts to the parents, we don't see the children opening those gifts, except at perhaps an angel tree party or something like that. But what we do see is the look on the faces of the parents as they come through and shop. And sometimes it's a look of relief. Sometimes there are tears of joy. We serve a lot of different cultures and languages. Sometimes I can't understand what people are saying, but I can see in their faces, and there are often tears of joy. And then as they finish getting the toys for their children, we direct them to the gift card table. And many of them are just totally unexpecting that. And so, you know, here's a generous gift for a local food store for them to go and shop for food or whatever they might need. Our intention is for food, but we realize the gift card, it could be used to buy a gift or medicine or something that they might need.
Our thanks to Major Tim Meyer for his time, and the Grand Rapids Griffins mascot's helping them out by ringing bells. He'll join the Grand Rapids Advisory Chair and his family at the JCPenney Woodland Mall entrance from 2 to 3 this afternoon. That's ahead of the Griffins' 10th annual Red Kettle game, with the puck drop scheduled for 7 o'clock this evening at Van Andel Arena. Proceeds there will help fund Salvation Army's programs. Plus, you could win an autographed Griffins hockey jersey at a post-game auction.